morning. This is the first show of the year in our really current series with Teddy Laidley. So I will ask Mr. Laidley to introduce himself and we take it from there. Morning,
Well,
Teddy.
top of the morning to you, and I take it for the many listeners that was out there, and when we were doing it during COVID, I know we have recovered well. So I just want to say, thanks again to asking me to come on the platform.
Well, it's very, very, very great to have you because, like I said, during COVID time, you were putting out all the information that was required, the people needed to know,
No.
And that was fabulous, man. That was fabulous. So we start in 2023 back with all the old time goodies like really current with Teddy, and we're coming back with Did You Know and all that. So some nice things will be coming on. So Teddy, where you want to start?
No. It's quite obvious we have to start off what is happening right now in the country. That whole issue of the SSL.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, no. Just listening to the announcement by the Minister of Finance and saying that tighter measure will be imposed on banking and investment company insurance and all of that. My thing is that we constantly, as a country and as a people, we wait until the horse gone through the gate, and unfortunately we close the gate when the horse is out. We should have keep the gate closed so the horse don't come out. Right?
Oh boy.
Now, when we just my take on this thing is, where are the other persons who end up being frauded by the system? Just because it is a well-established face, why all the attention is given. There are other persons who have been affected by it, and I personally don't hear. That is my bone of contention. And my bone of contention is no. I remember years ago when Trevor McMillan, may his soul rest in peace today, he was then the former commissioner of police, and he made a statement years ago that white collar crime far exceed the regular crime, the hold up and the thieving. He said it. And I know now he must, as I said, turn it in grave. This man said it years ago as a commissioner of police. And we should have put a lid on it from that time. And nobody done anything, right? My bone of contention, and it just simply no. Where was the FBI when Finsack? Where was the FBI when Worldwide and Cash Plus? Where was the FBI? That's my thing now. Going to call for international forensic persons to come and deal with it. This is not the first time we have suffered such great loss.
Yes.
So that's what concerns me. Right? You have 38 licensed traders, licensed security traders, with an average of what they say $1.4 trillion.
Yep.
No, come on. That's a lot of money. And you end up loosely not putting things in place.
No oversight at all, yeah.
And then you're talking about the organization that's supposed to oversight wasn't even sure of what was happening. What was the purpose of the oversight body there? And I have heard that this thing have been taking place, what, 15, 13 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody become aware of what happened?
Yeah, but the oversight body is not just one person, it's a whole company.
There you go.
So what are they doing each day? That would be my question. What do they do on a daily basis?
You know, it's just sad that because there is what everybody concerned now about, and if it wasn't for both, this thing would have been swept underneath the carpet,
That's
because
it. Mm-hmm.
the situation is, this is not the first time something like this goes up, right? Now, is damage control. It affects the image of the country, financial sector. And so that's the reason why I think everybody is up, skipping and jumping all over, because it brings a no confidence, especially if you're looking at it from outside as an investor. Would I then invest in a country that I'm not sure it will secure my investment? And that's what it all boils down to.
Yeah, and apparently there are people out there ready to bury us, because I'm hearing that a media house, international media house, is offering to fly both to their studios first class to discuss
Yeah.
it. You know, I know that is a burial thing.
No,
This
but
this destroy
the question,
Jamaica reputation.
yeah. And what would the benefit be? You flying there now. I just said, does it damage the image more?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the only thing I can see. They don't have anything else to gain. I mean, everybody knows everything now, so I don't know.
No, it bothers me because, as you mentioned, the oversight body should have been monitoring uh, this sector. And I think they personally failed, and I don't think they gave the public an assurance to say, okay, fine, um, we are going to do it. The first thing that come was resignation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I mean, there was not an avenue to say, well, oh, we messed up, we should have done this, we didn't, we take responsibility. The first thing happened, you have a press conference, and the press conference, to me, it didn't make one. Persons
No.
are not in press conference.
Mm-hmm.
Persons are interested to say, you messed up, one. Two, how am I going to get redress? That's it.
But what surprised me also is that
Mm.
how the Bank of Jamaica just sidestepped the whole issue by saying that
Yeah.
it's not a deposit taking institution, and
So
they
hold on,
they
hold
should.
on, hold on. Explain that to me. So how did the money reach the institution? Didn't you deposit the money there?
I don't know. Yeah, it's not regarded as a deposit taking institution. That's what the Bank of Jamaica said. So basically,
Yes.
what I'm saying, it don't, it's not in their purview. It doesn't come under them, because it's not a bank. But I thought the
Okay.
Bank of
So
Jamaica was in charge of all monies, all Jamaican monies, at home and abroad, anywhere. That's what I
no, but
thought.
no, but in my humble opinion, I'm not an economist and I'm not a financier, and I'm not going. I am just giving the typical man in the street opinion, right? Why is it everybody just walking away, stepping aside from this
Yes.
mess?
Mm,
Yes, I mean,
mm.
you'd have said this is the egg on the face situation, and everybody just walking away.
The previous present and previous CEOs of the company all of them singing one tune. They did
Mm.
not know anything. They did not see anything. So what were you managing?
Whoa. But funny enough, if that was the case, take for example a manufacturing company that you produce goods and services. Goods. No, not let us say services, goods. And the goods is going out and you don't know how it's going out, is you'd have been fired.
Of course.
So if this was something tangible, if this was something tangible and you are the managing director, you're going to say, this tangible product just go and you don't know where it go and how it go.
And who is paying
It
for
was
it
a
or
tangible product.
anything? Hmm. Yep. See, to me, it looked like a whole nightmare. And somebody tap them on the back or something and say, wake up, wake up, wake up.
No, I I personally, with all the pronouncement being made by the Minister of Finance, because one of the thing I heard he mentioned, he says since he had been in the portfolio as the minister within the last 5 years, nobody has brought it to his attention. And so therefore, again, that to me, it looked like, okay, fine. Nobody said anything to me. I didn't know about it. Right?
Yep.
And
Everybody.
all I'm saying here is that the investors don't want to hear whether you were informed about it, yes or no. All I think the investors want to know, how am I going to be given redress? How am I going to get back my money? And even if a person get back their money, the question is the level of confidence within the financial sector are being compromised. Now, it is frightening because other persons know are looking around. You're saying that you have 38 licensed security brokers. No, I know there are other persons now are looking around to see whether their money is safe in
Yes.
the other security companies. So now, even if you have money there, you now are going to call up, you're going to now check your balance to see if it has been compromised. And
Well,
so what it means now is that people are not going to say, well, you know what, let me withdraw. No, if that starts to happen, it is like the foundation of the financial sector would have been crumbled.
oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
That's my opinion.
Because the only way to get over it, well, in a sense, is to have all the 38 people audited immediately and get a report as to their situation. Because one statement
Yes,
the minister made yesterday,
no, no,
yeah, one
not
question,
just auditing, not just auditing, no. You have to do a forensic audit.
yeah, forensic audit, yeah.
So therefore,
Mm.
you look at all the sector there is, look at all the nuts and bolts and the crack and see what is happening. For too long, you know, person have been given this assurance that the financial sector is stable. This in itself shows that it is not.
Well, the biggest part, I think, is when the minister yesterday said, answer to a question, when asked was the SSL, was the depositors' money is insured? and he said that they only insured up to 1 million US dollars. I mean, how can that be possible? You have so much millions of US dollars under your portfolio and you just insure 1 million? How would that work
So the
out?
question is, you know what? I'm wondering, Flavors, if this somewhat don't remind us of what happened 35 years ago. And we're talking about a natural disaster, Gilbert.
Yeah.
When person home thought their house was insured, and then they were given a clause to say it was not so. They did not reinsure the money. And so when the catastrophe take place, a lot of things collapse and a lot of people left holding the bag.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the things that people were saying that the building is secure, but the roof never insured.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody roof
How
was
could that?
coming
As
off.
if right, as if the roof was not part of the
House.
structure.
So
Yeah.
that was a very bad situation. And of course, immediately after Gilbert, the reinsurers increased their rate to a very high level.
Right. And it still leaves a lot of people in Jamaica not fully insured again. And so if another natural disaster like Gilbert come, we all suffer the same fate. And
Well,
so
what?
even looking at the financial sector, if you're saying to me that if I put 10 million or so in a financial investment, and you want to tell me it's only a million that I can get back, then why should I invest? Why should I invest? Because that's a clear compromise.
Of
If
course.
that is going to be the case, don't take my money. That's why I have a problem. Don't take my money. And you're going to tell me that I can get a return on my investment at whatever percentage there is. But in case something happens, and then now you might able to use that clause, which happen in most contracts that you never discuss and explain to me. But whenever there's a catastrophe take place, then you bring up that clause. Because I am hearing, and I don't know how truthful it is, that a couple of the managers have signed a non-disclosure contract. So they can disclose information. How does that fit in?
Yep. Well,
Right?
probably that's why the managers them saying that them don't know anything. Because they can tell you that they know something. But the
Oh
problem I
boy.
have with this problem, Teddy, is that it has been going on at that one place for more than 10 years. That is the frightening part about it.
Well, all right. What is also bothering me, Flavors, is there are a lot of stories are coming out. Um, I have seen stories that is floating around the place with regards to the U.S. government is the one that made because persons, their employees or persons had money there could not get back the money and all of that. And I'm saying we need to put a lid on all the stories, meaning too many things are flying around. We need somebody to come out and just said, look, we messed up, we need to address this. And although the minister is saying we are going to put certain things in place so it don't happen again, the point is just say it messed up. What are we going to do? How are we going to give a redress? How are we going to pay back persons? What period are we going to do the payback, right? And how much are we going to do? who is going to be held accountable? Is this now include a civil case apart from a criminal case? So therefore, can we make claims on assets of persons involved? Those are some of the issues that should have been addressed.
Yeah, oh yeah, we have to. Yeah, definitely.
You see,
That that
that,
is
that that's my concern. Tell me that. Tell me how am I going to get back my money? Tell me at what period I'm going to get it back, and tell me if I'm going to what percentage will I'm able to recover, right? And tell me the safeguard now that you're going to, as I said, restore consumer or investors confidence.
but the problem with the confidence study is that if you have one bad egg, as they would say, one, this is one entity and everything went wrong and all of that. But running concurrently, we are having other banking problems with people accused of moving money from different banks, from schools, all at the same time. So you really wonder
Yeah.
what is really happening. So it's not a one-off thing. It's a broad-based thing. It's looking like a broad-based thing, which does not help confidence at all. We can't be confident if more than one institution is having problems.
Yeah, and to be honest, as you rightly said, that is the sad part about it, because here it is, the 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 Bank of Jamaica is saying that SSL security, don't fall with us, right? But yet the commercial bank, just as you stated, the commercial bank that have been compromised with depositors' money, I am not sure, and I'm not going to say I'm yet to hear the Bank of Jamaica come out and address that also.
Yes, that's it. Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we're talking about if the BOJ is saying that the large investment of multi-billion, because the 38 companies that make up the security, the licensed security stuff, have gone over what 1.4 or 4.1, whatever the figure is, a trillion
Trillion, yeah.
dollars, right? That is the big man thing. Now let us look at the poor man thing that put his money into the bank and it being compromised. And again, the Jamaica deposit who said that we only can give back 1.4. And yet, the problem that I have now, Flavius, is that by law, I cannot have more than $1 million in my house because I can be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, when I put the money in the bank, I am not given sure that it's going to be there
Right, yeah,
because
that's it.
somebody's going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
So in one case, you do if you do, and you damn if you don't.
Yeah.
Just look at it. If I have been found with more than $1 million US at my property, then I am answerable to the law. But yet, if
Yep.
I put that $1 million in the bank, there's no guarantee that it's not going to be compromised. That's the point that I'm having right now.
Well, that is as of today's date. I mean, money anywhere is a problem. So, what do we do?
No, but I just said I thought in that case the Bank of Jamaica would have come out against the commercial depositor and said, okay, fine. Also, just as how the minister is now putting things in place with regards to stiffer penalties, put in better regulations, then why is it not being said that this supposedly have been done for the commercial bank from the Bank of Jamaica?
Yeah. Yeah, we need to hear something, and we need to get a comprehensive banking solution. Because too many things have been happening with banks.
You see, one of the things that bothers me, Flavors, there's a high percentage of persons who are unbankable, right? The
Yeah.
banking sector said that they are unbankable. The other thing that when you are opening an account, there is so much things required of you to satisfy the security of the bank. What is it that we should demand from them with regard to the security of our money?
Yeah.
Seeing that they are requiring certain things from us to able to identify us as a banker, able to identify us that a person of integrity is banking, what should we now require of the banking sector in terms of their credibility and their integrity?
Yes, and I mean, if you look at it, I mean, it must be a two-way street.
Exactly.
But when you look at the protection of your money, because they are advertising JDIC that will give you back $1.3 million. So suppose you have more than that, what happened? What happened to the balance? Suppose you have 3 million in the bank. Almost 2 million, I mean, is not really yours.
Yeah, and so those are issues that the banking sector and the JDIC must come out and address. I
Yeah.
cannot put 3 million inside here and you're going to tell me say it's only 1.3 or 1.5 I can get back. What happened? How do I get redress for the remainder? But yet, if I keep the money at home, I can be arrested.
Something.
And then you hear whenever the point I'm saying here is that whenever I put certain amount, the bank constantly asks you where your source of funds, right?
Oh yeah.
The average man, because recently I withdraw close to $1 million from my account to deal with a matter in another bank. And the first thing the teller asks me, where is my source of funds? Luckily, I had the receipt on me to give to her to show her where it's coming from. Because easily I could be labeled as money laundering.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And if you're saying that there is a vanguard in place when I'm depositing money, you ask the question, where is the source of fund? Why is it there now? Somebody compromised the financial system and there's no question about your source of funds? Do you understand where I'm coming at?
Yeah, man. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
For the average man, you're going to ask him his source of fund. But when you have somebody who is inside the system, moving millions of dollars, there's no question asked where your source of fund is, where your source of funds come from.
Yeah, but if you even get a money transfer, them want to know who is the person to you, what's their source of funds, all of that. Those questions are asked. Yeah.
So to me, that sounds like everything else. There's two law for the people.
Oh yes.
One for the have and one for the have not.
Oh yes.
Because if you're going to ask me as a regular person my source of funds, and somebody else transfer millions of dollars and you don't ask, because in that case you could have put a lid on it.
Yeah.
If somebody is moving how many millions of dollars and they can't, that would be the first red light.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So why is it a red light for me as a regular banker, but it's not red light for you as an investor?
Hmm. Amazing. Good morning, Courtney.
I am just talking as a little average man on the street.
Yeah.
I am not talking as a financier or as an economist. I don't want to talk there. I want the narrative in this conversation just to be look like the ordinary thing. Me, a regular man, going to the bank asking me my source of funds. Yet, an investment company, they don't do that?
Very
Or
strange. Very strange.
with the investment company transferring millions of dollars? Is it because it was done electronically? Why there's that no question?
But I
But it's
wonder,
a,
I wonder if
yeah.
some point in time, like every day, every week or whatever, does the managing director get a report saying, okay, we have 100 million now. And next week, we have 1 million, 100 million, 200 or something like that. So him can keep abreast of what the worth of the company at any point in time. And if that report wouldn't really show that you're losing money somewhere.
But from time to time, companies failures. And like I said, I'm not talking as a financier, I'm not talking as a person who understands the banking sector. But from time to time, I can see being published in the daily newspaper financial report from companies to say whether they make a profit or a
Or not.
loss.
Yeah.
Right. So you're telling me within this financial company, there is no annual report take place to show investors' assets,
No,
the
apparently
company
not.
liability, the company operating costs. I'm just wondering, and wouldn't this give a true wouldn't this give a true figure of what should have happened?
Or what is happening, yeah. If you're losing
Yeah.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're driving a car and you have a problem underneath and it's losing oil, something will show up, Oil light will
Exactly.
come on. Something must show up.
Yeah, but you made mention something earlier on, and when we were talking about an audit, you would have just imagined that companies like these financial company would have a audit report
Yeah.
every year
Every
because
year, they probably need that every month just to see where they are. And to know if they are making a profit or, if somebody come for a withdrawal that they can honor it. But these guys are
yeah,
telling you that they are they are driving blind with blindfold. That's basically what they're saying. That's
mm.
basically what they're saying. They are blindfolded. They don't know anything that is happening. It's happening for 15 years and nobody knows.
No, it is sad. It is sad. It is sad because how I look at it and my line of conversation is stringent measures are put in place for the normal depositor to commercial bank.
Yeah,
But yet stringent measures are not put in place for large depositors and investors.
that's what they're saying. That is what they're saying. And they don't
You
know
know,
on a daily
it's
basis, they don't know who invests or whose money must be, I don't know. It's
no,
autopilot. They are running an autopilot. And they don't need to check until they crash. Like no.
No, it's frightening. It's frightening
It is frightening. Oh yes.
that, like, I can't overemphasize the point. You put stringent measure in place for the average person who coming into the commercial bank, right? You you look at him to see whether he is laundering money, where his source of fund is coming from. If he's making a withdrawal, he been asked a question, what you're going to do with the money. And you're telling me for a large security investment company, nothing like that have been put in place until something of this nature happen. And then now you're wondering what you should do. And then everybody just turn around, disassociate themselves from this mess that take place, and
Well,
then it compromise the confidence of investors outside of the country, and nobody can come up and say, yes, we messed up, we are wrong, we are going to give back the person their money, might be not all, but a percentage. And what will that percentage be? And what's the duration, over what period? And these are the measures now that we are going to put in place. To me, that is just simple common sense.
but look how frightening it is now. Look how frightening and stupid it looks now. Can you imagine the bank opens one day, or the company, and realize that they can't pay the staff? It's as ridiculous as that, because if you are losing money and you don't know you're losing it, one day you wake up and the till empty. And at that point you can't do anything, because you can't pay yourself, you can't pay your staff, and nobody knows where the money is gone. Because if you have no checks and balances, you have no, no current status, things like that every business have to have to survive, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't believe any of that. Because these guys are big in this business, they're playing with big money. I find it, I couldn't buy into that theory at all.
All right. What the other thing that I can I would say that I'm turning around in my head. Okay, they say that we're going to ask for outside assistance from international communities, which include the FBI and other forensic sources. All right. The question that I now ask, okay, when these persons come in and do what they have to do, what the consequences now at the end of the day of persons who are part of the breach and part of, because for the little knowledge that I know, if there's laws on the book that says, well, whatever, this is the penalty for doing such an action, and this is a fine. So in lieu of custodial sentence, then you pay a fine. What happened to these persons? Are they will ever be allowed to even grace the financial sector again in terms of working? What will be the consequences of their behavior? That is one of the things that I would like to hear, not just the fact that, okay, you're bringing in FBI, you're going to make sure that there is a forensic audit. What is going to be the consequence of the behavior? Mr. Clark mentioned that persons who compromise the financial sector must be given long and hard time. We have been hearing that about the common criminal who goes to prison and who their sentence says with hard labor. They ain't doing that.
Yep. But the first thing we have to look at, is at this point now, who is actually in charge? Is
There
it
you
the
go.
FSC? Is it the minister? Is it the courts? Who's in charge? When the FBI and all these international people complete
Yeah.
their study and all that, who do they report to?
No, who do they give the finding to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who they report to? Yeah.
Yeah, and who is now going to make the finding public? And what
Yes.
are the things that is going to be put in place that it don't happen again?
Yeah. Of course, if it's something criminal, then the police can come in. So the courts will take care of that. But we need somebody to be steering the ship. And right now, we don't have anybody steering any ship.
You say that it is a rudderless ship?
Yeah, it is. It is. Because those people, those securities people seem like they are just out there on their own without regulation. Nobody overseeing what they're doing.
Huh. Wow.
Yep.
It's just sad. Why it is sad? Years ago, Flavius, Jamaica on the New York Stock Exchange was seen as one of the best stock market
Yeah, it
in the
was
world.
best in the world. Yeah, best in the world. Yes,
Do you
yes,
understand?
yes.
Now, with that in itself, it gave investors the confidence to say that I want to invest in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right? And all the groundwork that took place to make Jamaica an attractive place to do business, an attractive place to do investment, have just gone through the window.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Have just gone through the window.
We lost our status just like that. Snap of the
Yeah,
finger.
all that hard work
Bang.
that the stock
Yeah.
exchange
Yep.
and the different organizations put in to make Jamaica attractive, this really did a severe damage to the image and the confidence of international investors.
Yes. Yes.
And it's going to take a long time for it to be restored. And one of the things that, as we are discussing to make it restore, is that whenever anything go wrong, some persons must take responsibility and said, yes, we messed up.
Yeah, it's on
Yes,
me.
we can move forward.
Yeah, it's on me.
Because,
Yes.
yeah, that's what mistake supposed to be, a learning pattern.
Oh
Because
yes.
what happened for it looked like every decade something happened, Flavors. If you look at it,
Oh yeah.
the FinStat thing was in the 90s, then come the early 2000 with worldwide and
Yeah.
cash
Yeah.
flow,
Yeah. Ponzi schemes.
the Ponzi scheme, and then now here comes um now it will be called the Bolt saga
Yeah.
because he's the face of the thing, the Bolt financial saga.
Yeah.
So we talk about FinSAC, and many inquiries took place with FinSAC, and up to now,
It's not
the
concluded.
reports are not made public and persons are not being redressed
Yeah.
for that happened. The same thing happened with Cash Plus. All happened is that the principal persons are behind bars, but nobody get redressed.
Yes, that's it.
You understand?
Yeah.
one of the person behind the pension scheme is behind bars. What happened to the next person?
Yep.
There is no lawsuit, no a criminal suit was put against him. I cannot recall the result, whether he was found guilty or not guilty, and there was no civil case, and millions of dollars was lost.
Oh, yes.
Right? A lot of people lose their life, lose their property, lose their retired pension, and the list go on.
Yeah.
And now, in this decade, again, right? Within this 10-year span, something like this happened again, and we have not learned from the situation, and we have not put nothing in place.
Yes, that's it. That's it. That's it. Thank you very much, Teddy. You know, we spend it all morning on one topic, but that is what it is now. This is a huge topic, probably the biggest of its kind ever in Jamaica.
Yeah, to be honest with you, we could not have started back the program and not discuss this, because
no, definitely not. Yes,
this is something that needs to be addressed from the average point of view.
Yeah,
but we didn't discuss about the economic impact that it is making on the country, and the ripple effect, how it affects the other industries around, right? And how does it the value of the Jamaican dollar versus the US? We have not discussed that. What we were just discussing is just the average man on the street looking at it and said, take accountability of your action and put a proper security framework in place.
Yes.
And address how a person is going to be given back their money.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Until next week, when we do it all again, you know.
Yeah, man, no problem.
If we'll have some other topics.
Yeah, we will.
You know, I'm just hoping that we'll have some form of, probably not solution yet, but pronouncements, you know, some proper pronouncements, you know, so we can see where we are going. Because right now we don't know, we don't have a clue where we are going. It is just there in limbo. So until next week, thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right.
You lead us to full. You belong far away away. Ajuguala lebo buseru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know I said me if it could flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away myself. Have to take away myself. I have to utilize I will. Shorty,